video is completely geek related.
Captain Jack started having fantasies.
Everyone who watches my videos most likely knows who Captain Jack Harkness is. If you don't, where have you been? Captain Jack Harkness is a character from Doctor Who and Torchwood. A quick summary of him would be... he's immortal, he's an ex-time agent, he used to live on the Beauchamp Peninsula, and he ends up being the face of Beau. That's a very, very brief description of Captain Jack Harkness. For those of you who know, and those of you who watch Torchwood, do you remember in Children of Earth, either day 1 or day 2, when Captain Jack Harkness got blown up inside Torchwood? Do you remember how they collected little bits of Captain Jack and put him in a body bag? And when they took him back to the cell, he was sort of moving around inside. You could sort of see his arm go up in the body bag. I found that absolutely hilarious. I thought it was brilliant. Think about it. If they didn't find other parts of Captain Jack, and there are other parts of Captain Jack hidden in the rubble, how many Captain Jacks could have grown back? Could there possibly be around 100 or so Captain Jacks wandering around Cardiff? If I'm honest, that would be extremely weird. Another thing I've always been wondering about. What if there was actually a guy called Captain Jack Harkness who looked exactly like John Barrowman? And John Barrowman and Captain Jack Harkness just happened to meet up on some random Cardiff street. What exactly would happen? I mean, yes, Captain Jack has always been very vain. We've all known that. Mainly because he says at the end of Doctor Who Series 3, he used to be a poster boy on the Beauchamp Peninsula, and that's why he's so vain. But wouldn't it be weird? It would be absolutely amazing, because there would be, like, 2 of them. But if they could both sing as well, they could sort of do a duet together. And then with the 100 Captain Jacks and John Barrowman, you could have a whole choir, sort of. You could have sort of like a whole choir or a whole chorus of them. That's such a weird concept. I mean, think about it. If there was actually the Doctor somewhere, and he regenerated into William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, all of them. Yes, I can name all 11. Okay? William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, or Troughton, don't know how you pronounce the last name. John Pertwee, Tom Baker, Peter Davison, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGann, Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, and Matt Smith. Thank you. And no, I'm not reading it off of anything before anyone says, "You're reading it." I'm not. If I'm reading it, it's all in my mind. They're just a couple of the questions that I've always been asking myself. What if it was actually real? What if there is actually a banana plantation where the old Sonic Blaster factory was? Wouldn't that be weird? And you could actually switch with a banana. I don't know. It all seems so real, though. That's why I love Doctor Who. That's why I love Torchwood as well. Because everything is so real. There will always be that thought of there must be some sort of alien life out there. It can't just be us. What if there were time agents and they're wandering around on Earth somewhere? If I'm honest, I'd be absolutely terrified. Especially if there was a Captain John Hart wandering around anywhere. But what if everything we see on telly is sort of real? What if it could be real? If there was a TARDIS, and you could make sonic screwdrivers. I'm sure in about 500 years or so, I'm sure we'd be able to do something like that. It's mad.